We continue with the duties of citizens. We said a citizen is a member of a state. So like now you are a citizen of Kenya. So what is your duties? Duties are basically what you're expected to do as a citizen. What are you obligated to do as a citizen of Kenya? Number one is obey what? Authority. You're supposed to register as a voter and vote in the national elections, but you're not yet of age. So when you are 18 years, you will vote. You could have voted this August, but next time. Respect for laws. You should respect the laws of your country. You should care for the needy. Especially you should also care for the sick. You should conserve national resources by paying taxes. Basically, you should pay taxes. Don't say because you're working, you're not paying taxes. Everything is taxed. Even the bread you eat here, it is what? Taxed. So as a citizen, you should pay taxes. You should participate in national development. How do you participate in the development? By earning what? Income, and then doing what? When you earn incomes, you pay taxes. And then you're participating. Also, you can participate in development through maybe when you give money to build in the building of churches. Yes, you're developing. You are supposed to work and be responsible at work. So if you're not working, you're not the citizen. Everyone should work. You should promote peace and harmony in the society. And you as a student, you should promote peace starting from here. I'm usually concerned when boys see each other fighting. Wanaanza kusema anakupiga kama umesimama, anakupiga. Kwa nini anakupiga? Unakubali kupigwa? Are you promoting peace? You're not promoting peace. If you're the one who's inciting others to fight, you're not. You should report errand members to the enforcement agents. If anyone is stealing and you know is a thief, you should be able to report them to the law enforcement agents, which are the police. So from there we go to the traditional African understanding of law, order, and justice. So traditionally, some of the practices that promote law and order in the traditional African communities is number one, punishment of offenders. So offenders were punished. If you commit offenses such as stealing, murder, rape, and especially witchcraft, you are punished in the traditional African society. There was also installation of leaders and also rules. So basically leaders are like rulers, kings, chiefs, and elders. They were installed there to maintain law and execute justice. So for example, in that the same traditional African communities, if you went against the laws of the traditions, you were supposed to see the what? The elders. So that they can give a verdict whether you should be punished or not. There was also administration of oaths. And these were administered by specialists. This was to ensure maintaining of law and order. Why do we say that administration of oaths was maintaining law? Because if you take an oath that you're going to protect your what? Your community, yes? And you're not going to communicate your community secrets to another community. That means you're maintaining what? Law. Because if the other community knows about the secrets of your own community, they are going to come and maybe raid and steal from you people. There was also making covenants, especially if there were two tribes which were not in peace. There were conflicts between two communities, not even tribes, between two communities who were fighting. You used to come together and make a covenant that you're going to maintain peace, or you promise to live in peace and harmony. And it is still happening with some of the communities, even today. You also, another way that law-oriented justice is promoted in the traditional African communities through religious practices. For example, we pray, we sing, sacrifice, and give offering in the traditional African community. There is also the kingship system, that is on how people should relate to one another. And those who fail to meet those expectations are usually punished accordingly. For example, you're not supposed to sit together with your in-law. I cannot sit together in the same what? The same vehicle with the what? In-law next to each other. You're supposed to let them sit and you wait for maybe the next vehicle. That I discovered one time. Yes. Also, there are customary laws that govern all aspects of the traditional way of life and birth and death. These customary laws ensure that there is smooth running of what? Activities. And lastly, there is acquisition and ownership of property, which is organized according to regulations in order to reduce conflicts. Like for example, in the traditional African community, the eldest son is the only one who's supposed to do what? To inherit. That is a good regulation for acquisition and ownership of property. Automatically, you know, if you're the eldest, you're the one who's going to do what? To inherit. So that reduces the what? The conflict. Women are basically not allowed to in the traditional African communities. Then we go to biblical teaching on law, order, and justice. Kindly. The Bible is used in swearing people because it contains the ultimate truth. That concerns law and order. Even when we are swearing in, not only the church leaders, also the political leaders, yes, they swear in using a Bible because we believe that it contains the ultimate truth. In the beginning, God's work of creating was done in an orderly what? Manner. Because we say in the society there should be order. Not only law, there should be order. So that is where we started from that time. Can we read in Genesis chapter 1? You just read one verse, someone else reads the next. Because we are reading Genesis chapter 1 from verse 1 to 29.
God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was morning one day. And God said, let there be firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it separate the waters from the waters.
And God made the firmament and separated the waters which are under the firmament from the waters which are above the firmament. And it was so.
And God called the firmament the firmament. And there was evening and there was morning the second day.
And God said, let the waters under the heavens be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear. It was so.
God called the dry land earth, and the waters that were gathered together equal. And God said, let there have fruit for vegetations, plants with seed, and fruit trees bearing fruit in which in their seeds, each according to its kind upon the earth. And it was so.
The earth brought forth vegetation, plants yielding seed according to their own kinds, and tree bearing fruit, in which is their seed, each according to its kind. And God saw that it was good.
And there was evening, and there was morning another. And God said, let there be light in the firmament of the heavens to separate the day from the night, and let it be for signs and for seasons and for days and years.
And let there be light in the firmament of the heavens to give light upon the earth. And it was so.
And God made the two great lights, the great light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night. And then he made the stars also.
Verse?
And God set them in the firmament and heaven to give light upon the earth.
over the day and over the night, and separate the light from darkness. And God saw that it was good. And God said, let the waters bring forth living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth, across the firmament of the heavens.
So God created the great sea monsters, and every living creature that moves, with which the waters swam, according to their kinds, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good.
So from there, we are supposed to learn that everything was created in an orderly manner. Also, the Israelites were given the 10 commandments to guide them, and they were given other laws that were supposed to guide them in their rituals, their ceremonies, and interpersonal relationships. And this we can find in Exodus chapter 21 from verse 1 to 6.
Now these are the ordinances which is set before them.
When you are a Hebrew slave, he shall serve 6 years, and in the 7th he shall go out free from the king. If he comes in a single, he shall go out single. If he comes in married, then his son shall go off with him. If his master gives him a wife, and she bears him sons or daughters, the wife and the children shall be a master's, and he shall go out alone.
But if the slave plainly says, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free, then his master shall bring him to God, and shall bring him to the door of the doorpost, and this master shall bore his ear through with an rod, and this shall serve him for life.
So, also the Israelites nation was governed by the law of God. Remember that the Israelites demanded for a king who was supposed to ensure that they maintain what? Law and order, because they wanted to be like other what? Nations. The prophets in the Old Testament preached justice. For example, prophet who? Jeremiah, yes? So, that tells us that God expected what? Justice. In the New Testament, Jesus taught people to respect the Roman authority. And he told them to pay what? Taxes to Caesar. And in Matthew chapter 7 verse 12, we find that the golden rule of Jesus is fair treatment for all. Fair treatment for all.
So whatever you is good to you, do so to them, for this is the law and the prophets.
Also, Jesus said that the law of Moses was given to guide. So it was just to guide the people. God's law was to help people experience justice in the society. That's God's law. And Christians therefore should obey the laws of a country and pay what? Taxes. So basically, Christians should obey laws and also respect the government. And I want us to read Luke chapter 4 verse 16 to 19. Here we learn that Jesus' ministry was to bring justice and salvation.
This says, when he came to Nazareth, where had been brought up, and he went to the synagogue, as his custom was, on the Sabbath day, and he stood up to read. And there was given to him the book of prophet Isaiah. He opened the book and found the place where it was written,
The Spirit of God is upon me, because he has anointed me to preach good news to the poor. He are sent in for refugees to come inside. The government is said to be obliged to set a liberty these people are oppressed.
Yes. So why do we need law and order? Number one, to encourage growth and what? Yes, economic growth, so that we can grow economically. Like now, we're growing economically in the country. No. Why? Because no, number one, I also think we're not growing economically because everything is going what? Yes, the prices. Even bread. How much are you buying bread for? 60 shillings. Last year, how much do you used to pay? 50. You see, 10 shillings is a lot of money, yes? Also, yes. If you want to know it's a lot of money, if you are buying that bread at 50 shillings, you count those 10 shillings every week, you will get another full bread. That's why we are saying it's a lot. Because even outside there, the bread is like that, right? Also, the fuel prices are what? Higher. What else? Sugar, everything. Yes? Yes, especially cooking what? Oh, it's expensive. So why we also need law and order is because it helps controlling discontentment among people. Discontentment is dissatisfaction. It helps you to control unhappiness. That is discontentment, that you are not contented. Also, we need law and order to implement taxation policy. The government, so they can collect the taxes and use them, the money collected, for the good of the what? Of the nation. If there is a law and order, there is conducive atmosphere for what? Investments, especially foreign and what? Local investments. So, conducive means that they encourage. It encourages an atmosphere whereby foreign and local investors can do what? Can invest. Also, why we need law and order is because to have what? Security, or to maintain basically security, and to ensure that rights are upheld, that each and every person's rights are what? Protected. And you are to uphold the rights is that everyone is what? Rights are what? Respected. Like currently, I think all rights are respected. Number one, you have freedom of what? Of worship. What else? Another right? You have right of education. You are here, right? Right to life. No one is killing you. What else? Right of movement. Yes, you can move from one area to another. There is right of movement here. The only two rights that you violate is when people want to sneak. Now they are on their own. They are violating. Because when you're outside there, we can't know what's happening to you. People don't understand. Also, they enable the government to protect citizens from threats. Yes, from threats, because if there is law and order, threats like what? Like when there is bombing, they are called those people who come to bomb us. They what? They had COVID. Did they die? They didn't die.